Within each of us there's a longing, a craving that goes beyond the surface. We all crave something, even if we can't always put it into words. We want to be happy, to experience joy that lasts, not just fleeting moments of pleasure. We want to feel loved, to know that we matter to someone, that we belong. We search for meaning and purpose, asking ourselves why we're here and what our lives are truly about. But sometimes, despite our best efforts, life leaves us feeling empty, like something important is missing. It's as if we're wandering through a desert, searching for something more, something to fill the void inside. We have a thirst that only God can quench, a spiritual hunger that nothing else can satisfy. Deep down we long for His presence, for a connection with something greater than ourselves, for peace that goes beyond understanding. In the Bible, Psalm 63 beautifully expresses this longing, a cry from the heart for God's nearness. King David, a man after God's own heart, cries out to God from a place of desperation, feeling lost and alone. He's alone, in a dry and weary land, yearning for the living water that only God provides, hoping for relief, for comfort, for hope. This psalm isn't just an ancient poem, it's a reflection of the human experience, echoing our own struggles and desires. It's a timeless message of hope, reminding us that no matter how lost we feel, there is always a way forward. It reminds us that even in our darkest moments, God is with us, shining light into our shadows and offering comfort. He hears our cries, meets us in our need, and offers us the love and support we long for. Just like He did for David, He will do for you, filling your emptiness with hope, love, and purpose. David wrote Psalm 63 while hiding in the wilderness, far from comfort and safety. The desert was not just a physical place for him, it was a symbol of his isolation, fear, and uncertainty. Imagine being forced to leave everything familiar behind, wandering in a harsh, unforgiving land, not knowing what tomorrow would bring. He was fleeing from his enemies, facing betrayal and danger at every turn. The people he once trusted had turned against him, and his life was constantly at risk. Every day was a struggle for survival, both physically and emotionally. He felt alone and afraid, surrounded by emptiness. The silence of the desert echoed his inner turmoil, making his pain feel even more intense. Have you ever felt that way? Like you're facing a wilderness of your own? Sometimes life throws curveballs that leave us feeling lost, abandoned, or overwhelmed. We all have moments when we wonder if anyone understands what we're going through. We face challenges that leave us feeling lost and uncertain. It could be a sudden loss, a broken relationship, or a dream that seems out of reach. These moments can make us question our purpose and direction. Maybe you're going through a difficult time right now. Maybe the weight of your struggles feels too heavy to carry, and hope seems distant. Sickness, financial struggles, relationship problems, these are all deserts we walk through. Each of us faces our own battles, and sometimes it feels like there's no way out. But here's the good news. David's response in the wilderness points us to hope. Even in his darkest moments, he looked beyond his circumstances. Instead of giving in to despair, he chose to seek God. He poured out his heart in prayer, trusting that God was listening and cared about his pain. He remembered God's goodness and faithfulness, recalling the times when God had come through for him before. This gave him strength to keep going. He knew that even in the desert, he wasn't alone, and neither are we. No matter how dry or difficult our season, hope is always within reach. David's words in Psalm 63 are powerful and deeply moving. They come from a place of real struggle and longing, written while he was wandering in the wilderness, far from comfort and safety. He says, "My soul thirsts for you, my body longs for you, in a dry and weary land where there is no water." These words paint a vivid picture of spiritual dryness and deep need, a feeling many of us can relate to when life feels overwhelming or empty. David is desperate for God, just like a thirsty person in a desert craves water. His longing is raw and honest, showing us that it's okay to admit when we feel empty or lost. But David doesn't stop there. In the midst of his struggle, he chooses to remember God's love and faithfulness. He looks back on times when God has helped him before, and that memory gives him hope. He says, "Because your love is better than life, my lips will glorify you." Even when everything else is stripped away, David finds something worth praising: God's unfailing love. Even in the midst of his troubles, David chooses to praise. He finds hope in God's love, and that hope lifts his spirit above his circumstances. It's a powerful reminder that worship can be an anchor in our hardest moments. This is a powerful lesson for us today. When we face our own wilderness seasons, times of loneliness, stress, or uncertainty, we can follow David's example. When we focus only on our problems, they seem to grow larger and more overwhelming, making us feel even more alone. But when we shift our focus to God's love and faithfulness, our problems begin to shrink in comparison. We find peace and strength that we didn't know we had. God's love gives us the strength to keep going, even when we feel like giving up. In the wilderness, hope is found not in our circumstances but in the one who walks with us through them. David's wilderness experience reminds us that God is with us in our struggles. He doesn't abandon us in our times of need. He promises to be our strength, our guide, and our comforter. Think about the challenges you're facing today. Maybe you feel lost and uncertain about the future. Maybe you're carrying a heavy burden. Remember, you are not alone. God is with you right in the middle of your wilderness. Just like I found hope in remembering God's faithfulness, we can too. We can recall times when God came through for us. We can read His promises in the Bible and find comfort in knowing He is always with us. Psalm 63 ends with a powerful declaration of trust. David says, "Those who seek to destroy my life will go down to the dust." He knew that even though his enemies were trying to harm him, God would protect him. This message of trust is for us today. We may face challenges, but we can trust that God is in control. He loves us unconditionally, and He will never leave us nor forsake us. When you're feeling lost and alone, remember the words of Psalm 63. Seek God with all your heart. Remember His love for you. Trust that He is with you always. He will never